up to tonight, my father has repeatedly asked me if I had the speech written yet. Being the procrastinator I am, naturally the answer was no. Now, for those of you who do not know my father, he never gets worked up about anything. He's just the guy you can hear yelling from the stands at every sporting event. As my father was stressing about my speech, he was starting to make me nervous. But then I thought, I've memorized speeches in Spanish. This is nothing. Truth is, this is a little nerve-wracking, but I bet my father is 10 times worse sitting out there somewhere gripping the edges of the seat. My father was not the only one asking about my speech. I cannot tell you how many people told me this better be funny. This got me thinking, and for some reason, Tanner Opitchka kept coming to my mind. I will never forget Michael Scott performing an exorcism on Tanner in our AP Psych class junior year. A ton of water splashed directly into his face, and all Tanner could do was laugh. I also remember reading aloud in class, and it was always much more enjoyable if Jer Chow volunteered. He has the best Southern accent. And then there's Jake Lafreniere. Not only has he ripped his shorts trying to prove he can kick me in the head, but he also managed to run into the only tree in a pretty large area while playing ultimate frisbee. Now, I can't sit here and poke fun at all these boys if I don't make fun of myself as well. For some reason, AP Physics was the class I always had those "you're a valedictorian" moments. And believe me, the 8 boys out of the 10 of us in that class never let me forget it. For example, a seesaw is now called a see-haw, and monopole is now pronounced monopole. Needless to say, I got a lot of "you're a valedictorian." But without these moments and all the other laugh out loud times, these past years would have been boring. Now, I would like to thank all the people who have helped me get to where I am today. First off, I would like to thank my parents, Lloyd and Kathy Bavery. My dad has pushed me to never settle for less than the best. Thankfully, my mother was there to make sure he didn't go out of control, because according to him, second place is just the first loser. Right, Michael? I'm just kidding. Michael, I want to thank you as well, because if you weren't there right behind me the whole time, I wouldn't have pushed as hard to get to where I am today.
Welcome.
I suppose I should thank my brother as well, even though he is the reason some people have forgotten my name and resort to calling me Doug's sister. And remember, I don't care how tall you are, I will always be your big sister. On the other hand, I appreciate Doug for being my rival at home, and I hope he keeps working hard, because you may have a $250 state championship ring. My valedictorian medal was free and means way much more. I would also like to thank my grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and all of my other relatives for being an amazingly loving and supportive family. Next, I want to thank all of my teachers for giving me the knowledge I needed to get here, especially the science and math teachers. And Ms. B, I don't care where your loyalties lie, Notre Dame's best. I also want to thank all of my coaches and club advisors for giving me the opportunity to take a break from school and just have some fun. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank all of my friends. I appreciate all of my teammates on both the volleyball and soccer teams for all the laughs and great times. I thank everyone in FPS, FBLA, Matata, and every other extracurricular activities I've been in. Thank you, Tanner, Jake, and Jer, and Michael for letting me poke fun of you. I thank Catherine Weezy and Kate Weinberg for being the best co-workers I've never asked for. And I have a huge thank you for Andrew Ludeman and Nikki Kaler for being two of my closest friends. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. I had a large number of requests from other friends to have their names in my speech, but sorry guys, I just can't talk fast enough, and we've all been here long enough the way it is. But I do want you to know that if it wasn't for every single person in Wrightstown, I wouldn't be standing here today, and I will miss you all. As I was trying to think about what to speak about tonight, some of my friends offered a few suggestions. I would like to give Emily Adams credit for helping me out with this. All she had to say was viva. This is a Spanish word for live. Is that not what life is all about, living? This past year, it seems like everyone has been focused on all the endings, whether it was the last game of the season, the last time we went to FPS State, or the last musical. Even though these activities have essentially been our lives for the past how many years, we need to be able to move on and see the new beginnings we are about to face. These endings are sad, but the rest of our lives are still ahead of us. I'll admit I'm a little scared to leave everything behind and having to start a completely new life, but is it not exciting at the same time? High school is an important part of life, but we cannot stop living simply because it's over. Congratulations, Wrightstown, class of 2012. We did it. Now go out and viva.